Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So we are going to get into a reading immediately. Just before, I'm sorry, I just moved the camera. Is everything still in place? Yes. Listen, if you know that somebody is trying to get into your business by hacking your phone, all those kind of things, please pay attention because they are still trying, right? Don't click on any links. If you receive an email, always check the address that it is sending it from, right? It has to be a very, very legitimate address. And even then, you are better to go through your own, through the website of, let's say that it's a bank, or talk to them immediately, okay? Pay attention because they are still trying. So, this being said, let's get into a reading. Let's see what we are supposed to talk about today. I know what deck I want to use. So, let's see. Let's get 9 cards. And let's see what is the storyline for today. This is the first one that came out. Boundaries in reverse. Someone doesn't have boundaries or they are not respecting boundaries. Self-doubt. This is in the second position. Yeah, we are here with somebody who might doubt themselves and it is impacting their relationships. Obligation in reverse. This is the third position, the driving energy. Okay. Very interesting here. What's going on? Unspoken truth, lack of accountability. Come on. Come on. The lack of accountability, it is in the path shift. What needs to change, right? This is the test for someone. They had to take accountability. And they did not. Irresponsible. It was turning. But anyway, I'll put it this way. Let's take 3 more. 1, 2, et 3. Okay. We are ending with energy drain, bottled up in reverse in the 8th position, which is the position of karma. This reminds me of a reading that I posted when? This week. About someone who cannot control themselves anymore. They are exploding. I was talking about pressure cooker and someone in the comments said a volcano, and I love it. It is a volcano, right? I love the thank you for helping me. You are always bringing me such perfect words. It's beautiful. I love it. So yes, so somebody here has constrained their feelings, their anger, their resentment, their love, whatever it may be. They have tried to avoid their feelings, hide their feelings, and it is boom. It is coming out, and this is their karma, in fact. So very, very interesting. So I kind of feel here that somebody was not respecting your boundaries, and so it was an energy drain. I kind of feel with those 2 cards that you might have tried to put some kind of boundaries in order to somehow maintain this connection. Kind of feel that this is kind of what happened here. We have the obligation also in reverse. This is the driving energy. It is in the 3rd position. So I kind of feel here, considering that this is here, I kind of feel that we are talking about someone who thought that you would never leave, right? Now I'm observing this self-doubt, and I kind of feel that we might be talking about you So it kind of feels here, you might have wondered if your boundaries were okay or not. We know many people of the collective, they grew up to be people pleasers, caring about everyone. They never learned to put up boundaries. When they were putting up boundaries, because they were dealing with an environment where it was kind of conditional love. So you know, when there is conditional love with your first circle, very often you don't even try to put on boundaries because you already learned that there will be consequences, right? So I kind of feel here that the self-doubt might have been you because you have grown up in this kind of environment, maybe, and it doesn't mean here that we are talking especially about family. It might be a connection that you had later on, but once you endorse those roles, right, once you haven't learned to put boundaries, once you believe that putting boundaries, it is selfish and it's not okay, and there will be a price to be paid, it is something that you are bringing into all your relationship, of course, right? The family, at the end of the day, it represents your it's kind of your model for your social life. So parents can represent authority, siblings can represent friends, relationships, the between parents, what is happening might also be an image of the relationship, a model that you take on yourself, the roles that you adapt to survive. This is, at the end of the day, what needs to be healed at the end, right? Because those were all survival mechanisms that were put in place, or roles that you took in order to feel safe, right? As an adult, you can create your own safety, but you might still be carrying all those things, right? So I kind of feel here lack of boundaries, being afraid of putting boundaries, or boundaries not being respected, you doubting yourself and not knowing what to do. The thing here, it is that you didn't feel obligated towards this person, right? This is the driving energy that at the end of the day, you don't owe anything to anyone, especially somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries and who is draining your energy. And when we are talking about draining energy, of course, some people at some moments in their life, they might be going through something, and so they might be a little bit draining, you know, because they might be stuck in a cycle, all of this. This is not what we are talking about here, right? We are truly talking about someone who is someone who drains people's energy. I want to speak here because it comes to my mind now. There was a card that came out that was the victim's mentality. I had some reactions in the comments regarding the victim's mentality. Some people are truly in victim's mentality, and very often they are not the victim in the story. And even if they are, the fact that they are stuck, somebody who is in victim's mentality, it is not someone who is a victim and they are talking about what they are going through, right? I'm thinking about that because we have the energy drain here. Some people feel very comfortable with their victim status, right? They don't intend to heal, they are not trying to heal, they feel very comfortable attracting pity, right? I don't know why. I'm thinking now about the Munchausen by proxy. If you know what it is also, you know, trying to attract some kind of empathy of people, pity, help, being seen as a hero because you are surviving something so difficult, when in fact they are creating themselves issues that don't truly exist in order to be able to be in this role, right? So unspoken truth here, this is the foundation. Somebody here needs to take accountability. The irresponsible is in reverse. This is what must be done. Kind of feel that you might have taken on yourself some kind of responsibility that was not yours, maybe because you were dealing here with someone who was draining your energy, always being in a difficult mindset. You know, it's like people that you are calling because you need to have a serious discussion with them, and they are sensitive in order to feel it. And so it's always they're talking about themselves, something that is wrong with them. So there is never the space for you, in fact. And some people are truly like that. There is never the space for you because they are totally blinded by themselves. They never ask you, how are you truly, when you are trying to talk about yourself. Immediately they are bringing it to them. They don't care. It's not that they are bringing it to them to give an example, to tell you, yes, I understand you because I've been through that too. This is not it. It's truly somebody who loves to listen to themselves. Yeah, it's an energy drain, right? Okay, so we're here with the bottled up. I kind of feel that it might be you. It might be you that has bottled up a lot of things because you might have been doubting yourself. You might have this thirst of justice, maybe because you have experienced injustice in the past. Maybe you are very frightened to put some kind of judgments because you have been misjudged in the past, right? All of those things needs to be healed, right? Because if not, you are overcompensating and you are in self-doubt when the reality is in front of you, right? So, okay, interesting. Interesting. With the lack of accountability here, I kind of feel that we are talking about someone who is in this energy drain. They never take accountability for anything, but the issue it is that somehow you have taken it on yourself. That they don't take accountability, so you need to take accountability for things that are theirs, in fact, right? Yeah. I truly feel here with the unspoken truth that is right above the energy drain that maybe, you might have tried to talk, and maybe at a certain moment you have understood that there is no point, right? There is no point, there is no space, you won't be heard. And so at the end of the day, the bottled up here, right, in reverse. So now you are accepting your feelings, whatever they are. And this here, there is some kind of karma. So karma doesn't have to be negative. It can also be positive. So it might be very positive because at the end of the day, this is what you needed to do. To stop bottling up your feelings to make other people feel comfortable, right? We have the perspective here in the healing place. So it's beautiful, the perspective in the healing place, because this means I see the hangman, a changing perspective, which is very, very important if you are doubting yourself, because you are dealing here with someone who is energy drained, someone. I want to say something else, right? We are all going through things, right? Some people more than others. You might be very empathetic to other people's hurts. But at the end of the day, right, if you are dealing with someone who is draining your energy, even if they are truly going through something, and I'm not speaking like, okay, you are going through a hard moment, I'm not interested, I want all positive in my life. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone that you truly start to feel frustrated because you feel that they are stuck, right? You need to listen to yourself. You should express yourself, talk and say, listen, when I see you, it is heavy on me because all the time you are in this dark place. I truly want to help you, but I cannot have it that every time that I see you, I start to be in this mental set, I already know what's going to happen, right? And it's not possible. right? Um, and stepping out, because let me just remind you, you are not in charge of other people's healing. Yes, you should support them. And me personally, right, if I'm going through something that I'm stuck into it, right, and somebody is coming to see me because they pity me, I would hate that. I would feel very, very insulted. Either you come because you can truly support me, and if not, please then don't be here. Don't come. And then, when you are closing the door or when we are separating, you are like, oh la la. I kind of feel that it's not nice. It's not nice to do that. And sometimes the fact that you express that and say to someone, listen, I'm listening to the same story since months and months and months and nothing is moving. So I understand that you might have your rhythm, but I cannot anymore, especially if you feel that it is someone who doesn't even listen to you, right? It's always about them. They are not trying to get out of their situation. You can feel in the energy, when someone is truly wanting some fresh energy, and this is why they are seeing you, or if it's truly, in order to put everything on you, and you are just an emotional punching bag, or you can feel it. But I know personally that in my life, I changed some things that were a true issue in my life, right? Things that I needed to heal. And I healed it because a friend of mine has said to me, listen, every time that I see you, I am stressed out because of this thing. And this has opened my eyes to the fact that other people, it might seem obvious, right? But when you are dealing with something that is creating you such a anguish, you might be blinded. And for me, it helped. The fact that somebody said to me, listen, every time I'm seeing you, I'm stressed out. So we need to find another solution for it not to be this way, right? For me, it was with delays, but it was kind of crazy. It was 5 minutes delays. It was, I was exploding. It was truly a trauma response. It was a CPTSD, right? And when the person said that to me, I said, no, I don't want that. So we need to find another solution. And it helped me heal. So sometimes, it's also important to, I think that honesty, alignment is important when you are coming from a place of love, you know. Okay, so let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Mainly what I kind of feel that we are talking here about, it is you needing to respect your boundaries, right? Because otherwise you allow other people to drain your energy. And then when you need them, right, and there is no space for you, then you are angry, resentful, all of those things, because, you didn't respect yourself at the end of the day, right? The self-doubt here is very revealing to me. It's very revealing of you growing up in a house where you might have heard that you are too sensitive, you have been gaslit, they might have said to you that you are creating problems all the time for things that are not important. Kind of being dismissive of you, your feelings, your need, all those kind of things, right? It is in the second position. It is something that is installed in your relationship and that you absolutely need to heal. You need to heal. Because at the end of the day, you don't respect yourself. When your intuition is telling you something or your feelings are telling you something, you are immediately going into your mind and trying to find a way to not need to deal with that, right? Or saying, no, I am too sensitive, I have to find a way with that, right? Or I don't know, but having something that doesn't allow you to truly Listen to yourself and respect yourself. Because at the end of the day, right, it becomes an issue when you are uncomfortable. If you are comfortable, right, then you can listen to the messages. Why are we getting agitated? We get agitated because we are uncomfortable. But if we are not uncomfortable with our need of boundaries, with the fact that we need to protect our energy, if we are not uncomfortable with our own feelings, then they come out differently, right? And it doesn't mean that the moment that you feel angry or resentful, you just need to take it out, you know? No, but if you see it, you accept it, you can say into your mind, okay, I'm getting angry here, I'm getting frustrated, I think that it's better that I take distance right now to calm down, and then you can talk with this person about that, right? Because the unspoken truth here and the self-doubt, for me, it goes a little bit hand in hand, because I kind of feel that because you don't accept the truth of your own feelings and your own needs, right? Because you are in self-doubt, then it's not that the unspoken truth is related to other people. It starts with yourself. It is you that refuse the truth. You know, there's a difference between doubting the interpretation that you are putting into other people's behaviors, right? There you can have self-doubt. It's good to have self-doubt. You know, don't interpret why a person is doing this or that or that or that. But you shouldn't doubt your feelings. Your feelings, you understand? Your feelings, your need, there is nothing to doubt. So then afterwards, you understand what I mean? I kind of feel that you felt that if you accept your feelings and your thoughts and your needs, then it means something regarding the other person, which in fact it's not the case. It needs to be separated. You have your feelings, you have your needs. This is one thing. Once you accept them, then it is possible to talk about them, and then it goes or it doesn't, right? But at the end of the day, at least you know who you are dealing with, right? Because also when people know that you are always in self-doubt and that you won't say anything, then you are also falling in all the manipulators, all the people that know that you are a people pleaser, all the people that know that you won't accuse them of anything. You will just destroy yourself instead. You know, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I took out here a deck that I didn't use since a lot of time, and I love it. It's very sweet. Even though we are with a very serious subject here, I still want to use those cards. So I will take them. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it's a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm just here in order to give you a little bit more information, insights or confirmation about something that you are already aware of. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So please apply it however it applies to the people and the roles in your life. And this can be past, present, or future. So let's see here. Tell me something about the boundaries. Boundaries in reverse. Yeah. Not speaking the truth, avoiding the truth. Queen of Wands. Ooh, I don't like the kind of person that you were dealing with. Let me see. Can you see the cards? Yes, you can. Here it's in reverse. Those, I can leave them like this. Okay, listen, from what I feel here, we are talking about someone, right? That the reason why you might not have felt comfortable to speak with them, it is because your intuition was telling you that this person was talking shit behind your back. You might have been dealing with someone who is in fact insecure, but they present themselves as not being insecure. They might have been overbearing in your life, and because I kind of feel that we might be talking about a person that has it very, very easy to say about other people that they are crazy, right? Or to, we are talking here about someone who's jealous, but they don't obviously accept the fact that they are jealous, but then they will criticize all kind of things in people that they are jealous of. I kind of feel that there is truly a reason here why you needed to take distance from this person, right? And why also you were afraid of speaking up, because you knew that this person, the same way that they were talking about other people, they would be talking about you this way. And you might have known that this person was jealous. We might be talking about a friend here. It doesn't have to be, it can be a sibling, it can be whoever, right? It can be a colleague. But I kind of feel that you might have known that they were somebody very, very jealous, and also because of that, you were trying somehow to protect themselves, to protect them, give them some kind of support, trying to tell them how good they are, how this, how that, thinking that it would help them. But this is the kind of person that, in fact, when you are doing that, you are not helping them at all. It's not what you are doing. Yeah. So we are talking here about someone who was not respecting your boundaries. And that maybe when you were trying to put boundaries, they might have responded to you in some kind of aggressive way. You know? Like playing it cool, but still you could feel there something because they were playing it so cool, you know, when you were saying something, you know, okay, no problem, but you could feel in their energy. I kind of feel that it's somebody here that in the energy you could truly feel everything of them, and they knew that, and they use that. We might be talking here about taker. Yeah, we are talking here about someone who is manipulative. And I kind of feel here that this person also was in your life and wanted to stay in your life because they wanted to have some kind of control over you. Yeah. Okay. Can you see all the cards? Did I check? Yeah, you can. Tell me here about the self-doubts. Yeah, you were dealing here with someone who intentionally created self-doubt. We are talking here about someone who could read you very, very well. We are talking here about someone intelligent, right? Someone intelligent, but someone who's very capable, right? So you might have thought, why would they be jealous of me? But somehow, I tell you, they made you feel guilty all the time. They made you feel guilty all the time. Death in reverse and the hangman. Yeah. They wanted to keep you in this self-doubt. This is what they wanted. Yeah, I kind of feel truly, if you want to know who I'm talking about someone who always made you feel guilty in some kind of way. They might have been very, very demanding. It's somebody unhealed. I'm trying to describe the psychological profile that I see in front of me. it is somebody very, very capable, right? Very intelligent, and they are very manipulative, right? But you might have known this person since a very, very long time. It's a person that love bombs. It's also a person that kind of felt very, very comfortable with you. So they might have been very present in your life, but at the same time, because they were kind of not afraid of losing you, they would have prioritized other people on you. For example, if you were in a phone call with them, they will close the phone call because somebody else was calling them. But when you were calling them, they wouldn't do the same, right? And they would tell you, I call you back, they would say, oh, I have to answer, although also with this tone that you are wondering why they are answering, even if, because you know that if somebody is doing that to somebody else, you know that they would also do it to you. It's very uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't like it when I see somebody who is answering to the phone to someone and they don't truly have to, truly. And anyway, even if they have to, if the tone, if it's not the bank or something like that, if it's a friend and the tone is like, oh la la, I have to answer, but I don't want to. So it makes me cold because I don't want someone to answer to me with this kind of energy, right? And then they are taking the phone, and hi, how are you? You understand? This hypocrisy, I kind of feel that this is the kind of thing that you could see, someone who would, if you would be in a social setting, like they would be extremely nice with someone and then turn to you and make you a sign, like, I hate this person, something like that, this kind of energy. Obligation in reverse, the devil, the star in reverse. Listen, we are talking here about someone that somehow, and I tell you, I don't especially feel that we are talking about a romantic relationship here. This is not what I'm feeling. I'm feeling more like a friend. But now, everybody has a different story. It might be a parent also, I don't know. But I kind of feel the friend here, right? But it is someone who was trauma bonding with other people, right? And they were trauma bonding with you. I tell you, you might have felt some kind of guilt, even though you might have known that there was no reason for you to feel guilty. But it's kind of your mind and your emotions, they didn't fit in some kind of way, right? Yeah, we are talking here about someone who is unhealed. They are unhealed, they are not acting from their higher self. They might be very, as said, very insecure, very jealous, kind of protective, while they are presenting. It's the kind of person that will present themselves like if they have all the confidence in the world, right? They have a kind of level of understanding about psychology and those things. They kind of have it, but not for themselves. Absolutely not for themselves. Yeah, so with the obligation here in reverse, in fact, they didn't want you to heal. It is someone who wants to feel that they have some kind of impact on you, some kind of control on you. It's the kind of person that will call you 10 times a day if you allow it, right? But at the end of the day, it's just that they want to know what's going on with you. They want to have control over your life. They need to be all in your business, right? But they will present it as what's going on, what's here, what's there. I learned, that when I meet someone and they immediately become extremely intense, and here we might be talking also about a very, very long time friend, so you might not have seen it, but I learned that people that You know, I just meet them and immediately they are intense, you know, and suddenly all their time is for me. There is here something that is not okay. There is something that is not okay. Because either they just don't have friends, and now as somebody who have been through things where I don't have friends, still, you know, I enjoy my time by myself. I don't need people. So even if I would meet someone, my whole world wouldn't become them. You understand what I mean? There it's people, it's someone who needs people all the time, all the time, all the time. It is someone that cannot be with themselves. It's not someone who will take a book and read, right? It is someone who always need to do something. They are kind of avoiding their own thoughts. Unspoken truth. The Page of Wands. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you had some kind of feeling inside. You had some kind of aha moment here, maybe. Aha moment regarding them, their happiness, your happiness in this connection. Maybe you realize that they did something in the past. I had something like that. This reminds me of someone that I knew since always. And at a certain moment, I realized that this person was in fact jealous, and I revisited things that happened in the past, and it was suddenly shocking to me how in fact this person, right, they didn't consider my happiness, like my happiness was irrelevant in fact, because they were very much self-centered. It might be someone who is a narcissist in fact, right? Yeah. And it's the kind of person, right, that would have been extremely, extremely critical about people that they were jealous of, or people that they might have felt threatened by, right? It's the kind of person that whoever would have been in a relationship with me, with their sibling, a friend of their partner, they would criticize this person. They would always have to criticize this person because, in fact, they didn't like for someone of their friend, their sibling, their partner to have other people in their life. Somebody extremely possessive. Extremely, extremely possessive. Wait, I want to check here the unspoken truth, if I can get a little bit more information here. I truly take it here as somebody truly being all in your business, pretending maybe that they want to see you happy, but at the end of the day, it was more about them and their cups. Their cups. They were afraid that somebody would take away a cup that they consider that it has to be theirs, you know. It's like someone that at the end of the day they are so insecure that they are afraid that if, for example, you are in a relationship and in a happy relationship, you will be less available for them, right? And they cannot have it. They cannot have it. Tell me here about the 10 of Cups, Page of Wands that came out. Yeah, the Sun in reverse. They were hiding the fact. I tell you, we are talking here about someone who is very, very manipulative. You couldn't, like, it is truly someone that knew that you could feel their energy, right? And they were playing with that. The Sun in reverse. It's someone that would have never told you something about you. But if you would have come to them, you know, and saying, you know, because it might be somebody very, very close, and you are saying something about a friend of yours, you know, that you have some kind of issue or you have been hurt about someone, they would jump on it to add more to it. Yes, but of course, but you don't know that this person is like this and that, like this and like this and like that. You understand what I mean? Those kind of things. Yeah. And they might not have done it with everyone, but if they wouldn't have done it, it was because they knew that they better not. Let's see, the lack of accountability. This also tells me that somehow you might have felt that you needed to hide some things from this person. That is what it was not safe, right? Because knowing that this person, the way that they were talking about other people and how they were telling you things that they shouldn't have told about other people and their reaction also, you might have known that it's better for you not to speak up, right? Let's see, lack of accountability. Yeah, listen, they are pretending that everything is good, right? We are talking here about someone who is pretending all the time that everything is good. Like they are pretending that they are in very high level of self-confidence, right? When in fact it's not the case. When in fact it's not the case. Yeah, you knew that it was better not to get into discussions with this person because they would get kind of aggressive a little bit. They would be dismissive, they would be aggressive, they would, and even if they would be kind, you knew that behind your back, they would smear you in any way possible. Irresponsible in reverse. The Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. This tells me that you had to make peace with something that happened in the past in order to turn the wheels. So it might be the fact that you might have felt some kind of obligation towards them the same way as you might have felt because it's a role that you embrace with yourself due to your past, right? Or maybe if we are talking about someone that you have always known, maybe they have helped you in some kind of situation where you were younger, and so you felt that you were thankful for them. You understand what I mean? There is here something that you need to make peace with from the past. The Six of Cups. Tell me here about the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, we are talking here about someone controlling, that you needed to let this tower fall because it was someone that you knew that they were betraying you, talking behind your back, all those kind of things. You knew it because in the past you have seen what they have done with other people. We might be talking here about someone who is kind of opportunistic also, right? Looking at the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, I truly feel here also that this might be a fated relationship, a fated connection, a fated friendship that is meant to help you heal something about your past. To be very honest here. Let's see. I want to have a little bit more information here about this irresponsible. But I feel I need to shuffle. Let's get a little bit more information here. Let's see, irresponsible. In reverse. Yeah, you see, they wanted to keep you stuck. They wanted to keep you stuck, and they were very unfair towards you, and you knew that. They presented themselves, you know, it's the kind of person that will present themselves as being such a humanitarian, right? Such a humanitarian. But in fact, if you observe their behaviors, they are not. They might be very intelligent, so they know how to be diplomatic, they know how to be politically correct, but in fact, if you were observing their actions, you would see that it is all a mask. That behind, it is not somebody who has truly values, that it is someone who is operating from a very dark place. From a karmic place, let's say it this way, a karmic place, a place of jealousy. I kind of feel that it might have been someone who younger was in this social justice energy, right? But it was more maybe in order to bother their parents. You understand what I mean? But you stayed stuck on this idea that this is who they are, when they are absolutely not. Whatever they were, it was just in order to create some kind of reaction in their parents. Yeah, this is what I feel here. Perspective, please. Yeah, look, interesting. Interesting. You had to truly consider the fact that this person didn't truly care about you. You felt all the time in self-doubt. This person made you feel uncomfortable with your boundaries. You might have felt some kind of obligation, which might be terrible for you, right? Because why do you feel that? But the reason why you felt that, it's because there was some kind of unspoken truth that you could feel about this person. Yeah. So you needed to accept the fact that this person was confusing for you. But at the end of the day, they were not positive for you. Because even though they might somehow present themselves as if they care for you, why? Because they might have been calling you and doing all kind of things, but the reason why they were doing whatever they were doing, it was because they can never be alone. They were calling you because they need someone to talk to, because as said, it's not someone who can be with themselves, right? So they were entertaining you. You took it maybe as they care about me, but in fact it was not the case. It's just somebody who always need to have people around, right? And because they were not afraid of losing you, when you were in the phone with them, they would close the call to answer to somebody, to another incoming call, just because they were afraid of losing the other person, but not you. And you, they were not afraid of losing you because they knew that they had some kind of control over you, the devil. Some kind of there was some kind of trauma bond there, right? And as said, it can be a friend, right? But maybe someone with who you have experienced a lot, maybe a friend of the family. I don't know, something like that. Let's see the bottled up in reverse. I love to see it. I love to see it. You know, you might have seen a lot of things from them, but just, you know, put it on the side all the time, right? Like, no, it's not so bad. Yeah, no, but if they can do that, so it means that they can also do that. But no, you know, those kind of inner dialogues, this is kind of what I feel here. Bottled up in reverse. Yeah, you needed to truly consult with yourself and take the decisions from your higher self. There was something here about someone who was absolutely not in alignment with you. And we are talking here about values, human values, right? They presented, it is somebody who will change their narrative according to who they are dealing with. Maybe they knew that you were very humanitarian, so they presented themselves in a certain way. To somebody else, they will present themselves a total different way, you know? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Our dear Queen of Pentacles in reverse is here, right? We know this is an opportunist. I talked about the opportunist here, right? The appearance is very important. It is somebody very insecure, but they pretend that they are not. Also very overbearing. I was talking about this energy of always being there, always being in your business, always needing to know what's going on with you, right? Energy drain. Tell me about the energy drain. Yeah, you had to truly take back your energy. You had to because this person was competing with you, right? They were competing with you. Yeah. They might have talked a lot of shit behind your back, right? This is truly a frenemy at the end of the day. Anyway, I think that if you have someone in your life that is extremely jealous of you, they are a frenemy. Energy drain. Yeah, they were working against you. I'm telling you, they were working against you. And you might be someone who is so thankful for the minimum, for the bare minimum, right? That they knew it, they would do the bare minimum, this bare minimum, right? And so because nobody else was doing this bare minimum for you, and they were doing this bare minimum while you might have done 100 times more, but because you are so generous of yourself, you might not have considered what you have done for them, right? So they needed to do the bare minimum and you took it as wow. You know? But trust and believe that if you observe, this person would have done 10 times more for other people than for you. At the end of the day. When already they did something nice for you, there was some kind of something behind, right? It was not free. Okay, let's go to closure here. Kind of feel that this is a very therapeutic healing, right? Just talking about a connection, getting into the nitty-gritty, getting some insight, some clarity, putting the words on some kind of connection that you might have felt that you needed to leave behind, or maybe now you feel that you need to leave it behind and you are in this self-doubt, you know? If it's the case, I hope that it might help you. You know, if it resonates with you, please don't put, don't force it, right? Don't force it. It's important. Closure, please. Yeah, listen, the Empress in reverse. Temperance in reverse, come on. Come on. Empress in reverse, Temperance in reverse. Jealous, possessive, overbearing. A karmic feminine. They didn't want you to be balanced. They didn't want you to be in your strength. They might have also had truly a problem with who you are. Truly. Or, you know, it might be someone who know that you carry this earth angel energy, right? High values, high morality, high this, high that. They might have hid a whole part of themselves to you, even though you might have been their bestie, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, this person is creating you imbalance in your life. It's the kind of person, right, that if they know that you are hesitating to go somewhere, right? Let's say that there is some kind of exhibition, right? And you are thinking about going there, but they know that at the same time there is somebody there that they don't want you to meet for a reason or another. They will do something for you not to go at that moment. They will tell you, no, I also want to go, please, please, wait for me, we will go together, I will come and pick you up. And you might think in your mind, oh, it's so nice, they want to come with me and they will pick me up, it's so nice. But no, in fact, there is an intention there. There is an intention. They want to have some kind of grip over you. This is the kind of person. Kind of feel that it is someone who would go very, very far out of jealousy. To be very, very honest. Yeah, because they are dependent. They are dependent. Yeah, you needed to put a total ending. Total ending. It is also somebody, I talked about this, playing the victim, right? Playing the victim. Energy drain. Strength in reverse. Yeah, they were looking at your opportunities. They were looking at your opportunities and trying to take them from you. 7 of Swords. Yeah, abusing your good heart. Abusing your good heart. Look. The master manipulator. The King of Swords in reverse. The master manipulator. And you being so kind and all, but I kind of feel that at the end of the day, you might have had a even difficult time because you might have felt that you needed to be fake. This person was forcing you into it. You know, it's like the people who are telling you, they are showing you something horrible and they are telling you, it's beautiful, right? Like they don't even, it's not a question. They are not giving you the option. You understand? This is the kind of manipulator. When they wanted something, they knew how to bring it to you. Right? Yeah, and I kind of feel that it is somebody here that was talking shit behind your back because they didn't want people to like you. This is what I feel. That they might have put... We started with the Knight of Swords here. Yeah, we started with the Knight of Swords, which is my card of smear campaign. I truly feel here, seeing all of this, that this is someone that maybe you might have also felt afraid to let go. Because you knew what was coming. You knew, but at the end of the day, let me just tell you that they always did it. They always did it. The fact that you leave an open door is just making it worse. Because people will listen to whatever they are saying because they know that the door is open. You are friends. They know you, right? So it's worse. Anyway, the bad mouthing is happening. It's happening. Doesn't matter. There is nothing that you can do or not do. Doesn't matter. Okay, listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful in some kind of way, maybe even healing. I'll see you in the comments until very, very soon. Bye.